March 1991, Azalea, Oregon. A 2.5-year-old boy is missing. For 3 days, hundreds of searchers scour the rugged mountainous terrain for any sign of the toddler. They find nothing. The missing boy is Tommy Gibson, son of Douglas County Sheriff's Deputy Larry Gibson.
I always felt that I could handle any situation. And since then, I haven't been the same. None of us have.
6 weeks after Tommy disappeared, the case took a dramatic and chilling turn. Authorities began to perceive Larry Gibson not as a grieving father, but as a prime suspect in his son's disappearance. Last May, the Oregon State Police filed his 31-page affidavit, which concludes, quote, Larry Gibson is the only person with an opportunity and known motive to cause the disappearance of Tommy Gibson. This story pits a deputy sheriff suspected of foul play in the disappearance of his own son against investigators for the state police. Tonight, we present both sides of this controversial case, beginning with Larry Gibson's account of the morning of March 18th, 1991.
When I came out of the house, Tommy was playing in the front yard right in front of the porch.
I'm gonna go jogging now, okay? You just stay in the yard and play.
I stopped for a minute and talked to him and told him to stay in the yard and wait for his sister, and then they could play when she was out. I was carrying a handgun, 45 automatic, because I was going up into the mountains alone. I started across the yard and through the timber down to the fence. Just as I did that, I heard a cat start to run. And we had a lot of stray cats on the property, had been causing a lot of problems. And the landlord and I and the other people that live up there had tried to take him to the Humane Society, and the Humane Societies didn't have room for him. And we finally got to where we had to start shooting them. And the cat ran past me, and I drew my 45 and waited until it stopped in a fairly safe place, and I shot at it. I thought I'd hit it, but as soon as I shot, it started to run. So I went down the hill a little ways to check and see if I'd hit the cat. I could see that it was still running, so I felt that I must have missed.
I heard Larry shoot the cat, and, I was looking right in the area where he had left. And my thought came to my mind was, gee, I hope Larry knows where Tommy is. And shortly after the shot, just within a matter of seconds, I heard Tommy playing on the porch.
According to Larry, after the cat ran into the weeds, he checked the area for the used shell casing. Unable to locate it, he headed out on his jog.
I jogged for time, not for distance. I went 22 minutes up the driveway and turned around and came right back home.
Larry was gone for just over 47 minutes.
When I got home, Judy asked me if Tommy had been with me.
Of course he's not with me. You know I never take Tommy running with me.
But I've looked all over the house. I can't find him anywhere.
And then she told me that she hadn't seen him in over half an hour. And that she and our daughter and my brother had been searching for him and hadn't found him.
Within an hour, more than 24 neighbors, volunteers, and sheriff's deputies were combing the area. It is during this most crucial time in the search for Tommy that investigators feel Larry Gibson's actions seem extremely suspicious.
It was getting about time for me to go to work. I was supposed to be on duty at 2 o'clock, and I still felt that we were going to easily find him someplace where I would be embarrassed that we should have looked. I really didn't think that at the time that it was going to be that big a deal. And so I went in the house and took a fast shower and got into uniform.
There's not much more we can do at this point.
Larry was told by his supervisor not to report to work. A short time later, while searchers combed the woods, Larry drove off in his patrol car.
By this time, I started to be suspicious and wonder if my son hadn't been taken from the property. So I got in my patrol car and I drove about 2.5 miles to the southbound rest area on I-5. And I checked the rest area and checked the bathroom and didn't find any signs of Tommy. Nobody dropped him off there in any condition. And I checked the northbound rest area the same way. And then went back to the house, a total of about 5 miles.
Days after the disappearance of Tommy Gibson, Larry Gibson was interviewed by the FBI out of Eugene, Oregon. He told them at that time that he never left the property after returning from his jog. Subsequent investigation determined that there was a discrepancy in the mileage of the patrol car used by Larry Gibson. When confronted with that fact, he admitted that he did in fact leave the residence during the afternoon of the 18th. In questioning Judith Gibson about Larry leaving the property, she stated that that afternoon Larry told her that he was going into the small town of Glendale to check on his private car.
It makes me angry that the state police turn everything I say around. They're always looking for any inconsistencies in anything that I say. I know that whenever I tell them something, they're not going to believe me anyway. They're just going to disregard it.
You can save yourself and us a lot of time.
7 weeks into the investigation, detectives confronted Larry.
They expressed the opinion that I had accidentally shot or otherwise killed my son, and then worrying about my job and standing in the community concealed that fact. And I answered that that's not what happened, but I said I can see that that's possible. And I felt, being objective, that I could see the possibility of that. And I said that's possible because anytime you fire a gun, anything can happen. But I told him, we looked, Tommy wasn't down there. We didn't find his body. We didn't move a body. That's not what happened. But I said it was possible, and I'm still living with that.
Larry Gibson claims he jogged for 47 minutes. What actually happened during those 47 minutes became a focal point of the affidavit filed by the Oregon State Police. The document outlines one possible theory, which authorities believe accounts for the time gaps and other discrepancies in Larry's statements. Larry Gibson claims that when he fired at the cat, it ran off into the weeds, and he assumed that the shot had missed. A dead cat was found in the area. A forensic examination revealed the cat had been shot through the lungs and heart and probably died almost instantly. Investigators theorize that the bullet passed through the cat and struck Tommy as he played nearby. Unaware that his son had been shot, Larry began his jog. He claims he covered a distance of around 2.5 miles in approximately 47 minutes. Investigators determined that Larry jogged for just over 1 mile, which should have taken no longer than 18 to 20 minutes.
We are concerned about the approximately 20-some minutes that he can't account for.
They believe that when Larry returned, he discovered Tommy's body and panicked. Larry spent the next 30 minutes cleaning up the site and hiding his son's body, possibly in the trunk of the patrol car. When he returned home, Larry had been gone more than 47 minutes. He claims he was jogging nearly the entire time. Investigators theorize that while volunteers searched for Tommy, Larry drove away with his son's body in the trunk of the patrol car.
The whole thing is ridiculous. The whole situation is ridiculous because there is nothing on which to base her investigation. I already have passed a polygraph. There's no forensic evidence. There's nothing. And my feeling has been from the beginning that I didn't mind him investigating me because there was nothing to find. I didn't do anything, so have at it. But at the same time, look for my son. Be out there investigating and looking for my abducted son.
Larry Gibson claims that 2 eyewitness reports support his contention that Tommy was kidnapped.
Well, it was approximately 2 weeks after the time that little Tommy disappeared. And I had gone to bed at night, and I don't know how it happened to think of it, but it just, dawned on me. I'd seen the car. I was going down to the bank, and at the end of the drive, I stopped, to look and see if the road was clear. And coming from my left was this old vehicle. It was sort of golden tan, real old, dull color. And there was two people. And it was more or less silhouette, so I couldn't see any features or anything like that. But and as I was pulling behind it, I noticed that the license plate wasn't where it should be. It was up and on the left.
According to Jeanette Klein, the vehicle turned off the main road onto the driveway that leads to the Gibson home.
Jeanette Klein was interviewed by the FBI within days after Tommy Gibson was reported missing. In that interview, she stated that she never saw any suspicious vehicles or any unusual circumstances in the neighborhood that morning. We have no reason to believe that Jeanette Klein is being untruthful. We just don't have any reason to believe that she saw that vehicle on the morning that Tommy Gibson was reported missing.
Shortly after Jeanette reported seeing the suspicious vehicle, Larry Gibson claimed that his daughter Karen remembered a similar occurrence.
Our 4.5-year-old daughter began talking to me about the people who she'd seen talking to Tommy in the carport. She'd never said anything like that before. Karen looked out her bedroom window. She saw a woman with long blonde hair, possibly in a braid or ponytail, and a man with dark hair and a beard and scruffy clothes. He's the one who took Tommy. She describes an ugly yellow truck with a license plate or something like the license plate taped in the back window.
Karen Gibson was interviewed the day Tommy Gibson was reported missing, and then she was interviewed on 2 other occasions after that. Her statements were consistent in that she did not mention anything about a vehicle coming on the property, but she stated that the last time she saw Tommy is when he went outside to play that morning.
State police have said that I'm coaching her in what she has to say. And that upsets me a lot. There is no fact anywhere to indicate that my little girl is telling any lies. There are no facts anywhere that suggest that my son is dead. And there is no fact anywhere that points to my being involved in my son's disappearance. Those are the facts. And yet, we still continue to live under this cloud of suspicion.
Soon after Tommy Gibson disappeared, authorities received a mysterious letter which was signed Spot in the Road. They believe that the author has vital information regarding Tommy's disappearance, and they have said that they will guarantee the author's safety if he or she comes forward. The Oregon State Police continues to investigate all leads pertaining to this case, including the possibility of abduction. The controversy aside, the sad fact remains that a 3-year-old boy is still missing. At the time of his disappearance in March of 1991, Tommy Gibson was 2.5 years old. He has brown hair, brown eyes, and a small scar on his right eyebrow. If you have any information regarding Tommy Gibson's whereabouts, please contact the Oregon State Police or call our toll-free number, 1-800-876-5353.